those who live more or those who
die? Once you sort of deal with and establish the fact that resurrection can happen on a show, I just think that I don't know. Only one character has actually died on the show and come back. Is that right? It might be wrong. Yeah,
so
you're right.
Far.
Well, so far, and it's happening. It's happening this season. If you paid attention to the trailer.
Well, hang on a second. I stabbed you. That was in the heart. You should have died. I don't know how you survived that.
All right, now we need a medical profession in the room now, to determine exactly where that stab mark was.
I've never been so hated in my whole life when that I did that. People thought that was, obviously fans were very distressed. And from what I was reading, they were, saying, is he coming back? I was like, as far as I know, the show's called Arrow.
He's coming back.
Pretty sure he's coming back. I didn't know how that was going to happen, because it was right in the heart, and it was, and I kicked him off a big ledge. And
it's close.
No, but you're right. It's common sense. You can't kill off your main character. As soon as we saw that, we're like...
Well, I was waiting for the call, like, if I got in the Arrow. Never came. Then they killed me. Now I've been musty.
That being said, I mean, you can't necessarily kill off the main character. Well, no, you totally can. Game of Thrones did it. But,
here we go.
But my favorite, that might have been my favorite tweet that we ever sent. You stabbed me, you kicked me off the cliff, and I had the tweet ready for the second that the episode ended. I just tweeted, "Been a good run."
Look, they were still writing that at that point, so they sent me home back to Australia, and so I didn't know how it was going to unfold. I kept waiting to find, obviously I knew Stephen was coming back, but when I spoke to him, he said, I got a couple of weeks off now because of what happened. So yeah, the writers are remarkably clever, and everything that they do, which is one of the joys, sitting around and doing a read-through for every episode, and seeing it unfold, it never ceased to amaze me. So it was, I used to get a little dirty with Ra's al Ghul just didn't shut up. He was always talking. So I just hope Barrowman they do the same for you, because we went to a read-through and I had like reams of dialogue, and Barrowman looked at me and goes, "You're screwed."
Good luck.
And I just hope they do the same for you.
Awesome. Okay.
They have.
See, how long is that trailer? How long is that? 2 minutes. Okay, good. We got time for maybe two more questions. Two more questions. All right, Steph.
Hey guys, my name is Justin. I'm from Atlanta. I just want to welcome you guys here, and thanks for coming out. Also, on the first season, this is really for you, Steven. You did that salmon ladder, and you were doing that workout where you were just jumping up and back down and everything.
That was a double.
His name is Oliver Queen.
And I knew that Katie did it after that. I was wondering if you guys had any fun on the set where anybody else did it, maybe Katie Cassidy or David did it or anything like that.
Katie wants to try it. Katie wants to try it.
And I actually asked you to teach me.
I did.
Because he is the pro. I went to our set coordinator, James Manford, and I said, "Hey, I think I can do it. Can we do this? Can you show me how?" And he was like, "Actually, Steven's gonna be the one that's gonna show you how." And I was like, "Great, Steven, next time you do that, can you tell me and teach me, and then we should definitely videotape it and share it with all of you."
Yeah. Ramsey can do it for sure. A couple of crew members can do it. Ronnie, camera, can do it.
Really?
Yeah, he does it all the time. Does it all the time.
I can do it with a vodka soda in one hand and the bar in the other.
I can do it, but I just don't want to.
I do think this year that we solved the great mystery of how you get the bar down once you get to the top. How? I'm not telling.
He hasn't figured it out yet.
Okay. All right, we're going to go for our final question, and then we're going to go ahead and show the trailer. Are you guys cool with that?
Yeah.
All right. Where are we here? Is it Aaron?
Yes. Our final question is from Ethan. My question is for Steve. I'm just wondering, like, who made your bow?
Okay.
And stuff like that.
So, the original bow was mostly done by the props department. It was a very simple recurve bow. I don't know where it came from. And then it was sort of fashioned into the bow that we find Oliver on the island with, which hopefully is a bow that I get to start using again in the flashbacks at some point, because I liked that bow and I miss it, and I can't use the original one from the pilot because I stole it and it's in my house now.
Like my Torchwood Doctor Who memorabilia.
Okay. And then the current bow that I use is a compound that is made by Martin Archery in Washington State. I believe it's in Walla Walla, Washington, actually, oddly enough. Yeah, those are the two bows that I use. I miss the recurve, though. I love my recurve. John loves my recurve, too.
I love your recurve. And you know what? Not a lot of people know, but he is very good with his quiver. You are. He's probably one of the few on set who can actually really do it.
You know who's got some legit skills now?
Who?
Willa. She's been practicing. Really good. Yeah, she told me, she's like, I'm practicing a lot. I'm probably better than you now.
That's my daughter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if our tech crew is ready, I'd like you guys to hang out so you can receive the accolades for what we're about to see up there on the screen.
I don't know what's coming next out of your mouth, but I love that.
So can Stephen explain to a non-sports person what your recent wrestling experience was?
There you go. Let's get ready to...
By the way, a couple of things before I answer that question. One, you might notice that John and I are wearing the same shirt. Okay? That's because I'm wearing John's shirt. I packed a shirt this morning. There was like a oil stain or something on it. John brought me a shirt. I'm like, what shirt do you want? I said, I'll take any shirt. It doesn't matter. He goes, I'll bring you a brown one. I go, it can't be brown. Anyway, we ended up wearing the same shirt. Also, John's Periscope of my SummerSlam experience is a really, it's a wonderful, wonderful YouTube deep dive. My recent wrestling experience is, all of my stuff as a sports fan is shaped by experiences in my childhood. The thing that I loved most in my childhood was the WWE, then WWF. And just like how the Blue Jays are having a good season now, and they were wonderful and won 2 championships when I was 11 and 12. So it's not that I'm a big sports fan. It's just that it's exceedingly rare. No, I am. I love sports so much. Right now, there's a college football game going on at the Georgia Dome, and as much as I love all of you, I kind of wish I was there. But it's just that I think that it's a little bit more rare for someone who has maybe the platform or the number of social media interactions that I have to be so pronounced as a fan, as opposed to being more political. I like every team. No, you don't. So being involved with the WWE and having a match and maybe being involved with them in the future, that's just me living out a childhood dream, and I'm still a big kid, so it's just a current dream as well.
Well, you were damn good.
Thank you.
Yeah, really,
I was very impressed.
And I sat and watched that, and I sat with my Velveeta cheese and chili dip. He was working his ass off, and I'm just saying, as not only someone who has known Stephen now for quite a while and consider him a friend, and I sat there feeling like this. I can't look at him because he knows I get emotional and shit like this. I felt like a proud dad, and and that's why I said on Periscope, I was like, he must be so excited and thrilled that for what he's doing, and he must be so nervous, and I started feeling nervous for him because, and it was like a thrill of a lifetime for you.
Yeah, it was 100%.
You kicked the shit out of him.
absolute most incredible thing I've seen of any actor of any series in my entire life. I'm like, he's gonna do what?
Yeah, but how great that, you know, to take that on, and I'm sorry this is a little blunt, but to have the balls to do something.
Well, not only that, the first thing came to me was the legality of it. Your agents allowed you to, like...
You're assuming that I asked permission. Because his name is Oliver Queen.
It was awesome, but we loved it. Thank you for the entertainment, and we hope you go out there and kick ass later on, okay? Cool. Aaron.
Our next question comes from Terrence.
Hey guys, I love the show. Steven, I had a great time at the Knocking Point party in Philly.
Cool, man.
You and your mom. You're a great lady, man. I can see how well you grew up because of her and all that.
Thank you.
Just what I wanted to ask you was, what can you tell us about the flashbacks to this season, and will we get to see Oliver join the broccoli?
I can't say anything about the flashbacks this season. You will notice that in a 2-minute preview that showed almost everything, we showed one teeny snippet from the flashbacks. Flashbacks are a secret.
You guys will get to be able to see the trailer for season 4 as soon as the panel is over, so just keep your eyes on that snippet that he mentioned. So
I'm enjoying them though. They're a lot of fun to film.
Yeah.
We got to go back to a set on the flashbacks that hasn't been used in quite some time. It was cool.
You know, during the Flash panel, they mentioned a lot of Easter eggs that was in that series and how, you know, the fans were really quick to pick up a lot of the Easter eggs. And is there anything that we may have missed that was placed in Arrow from anything DC related or whatever?
No, I read the reviews. You guys caught everything. I will say that the fundamental part of the season that no one's really going to be able to understand until they see the premiere is that we do something in the premiere that we've never done in the history of the show, and it does something for the remainder of the season that there's going to be a constant jeopardy in the show, even if times are good. It's a really interesting technique. I think that it promotes a good story, and I think that it will pique people's interest.
Oh God, I'm drooling right now. Katie, you were going to say something.
Yeah, can you just ask that again? Exactly what you asked?
Any Easter eggs, anything that was planted in the show related to the DC universe or whatever that we may have not caught?
No, sorry. See, I misunderstood the question. Nope.
Damn it! I tried.
Sorry. And I can't tell you.
Alrighty, Steph?
Hi, I'm Cammie. My question is for Steven. Ronda Rousey recently said she ships Felicity.
Is that true?
It is definitely true.
That's amazing.
I ship Ronda Rousey.
Is there any chance of her getting to guest on Arrow, interact with original Team Arrow trio?
That would be amazing. Can you make that happen, please?
Yeah, I'd love to watch that.
Ronda Rousey can replace me for an episode if she wants. Ronda Rousey can literally do anything that she wants at this point to me, to the show. I'd watch that.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I'd rather see Ronda go toe-to-toe with John. I think that would be a much more interesting fight.
Wouldn't be toe-to-toe.
Oh my God, I need a drink. Where's my bartender? Hey, Aaron, bail us out, dude.
Okay, we have a question from Craig. Hi, this question is for John Barrowman.
Oh.
I'm a huge motorsport fan.
Yeah.
I saw a video of you on Fifth Gear.
Yes.
So I want to know
What happened?
and how you feel being taught how to drive by Tim Bell.
Well, I've been a fan of motorsport for a long time. I have a passion for cars. I have 13 of them. And I've been, over the course of the last 30 years, I've always bought, I like speed, I like the fast cars. I also like comfortable cars. So when I was asked to go on the show to do rally racing, I've raced cars before on a proper track, and I've done that, but I wanted to experience rally racing. So when Tiff said, come on the show, we'll teach you how to rally race, I'm like, yeah! It's the same kind of thing with like Steven with doing the wrestling. I'm like, a childhood dream, I played with Matchbox cars, I want to drive the real thing. So to cut a long story short, when I walked up to the driver, the race car guys, and they were like, yeah, we've got this, Subaru, Impreza, and it's 120,000 pounds, it's about 200 grand, $200,000. It's for sale, John, if you want to buy it. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it for a test drive and I'll see. So Tiff takes me around the track and I'm driving. If you've never driven a four-wheel drive rally car, it is unbelievable. It like sucks the road. That's all I'll say. So I'm driving around the gravel and everything, and he says, the first run I'm doing it, and I'm competitive. So I'm trying to beat the time, and I'm driving, and I get, all of a sudden he says, all right, that was great, stop, let's do it again, and we're going to go a little bit faster. He said, I want you to go for it. I'm like, yeah, so we did it again, and I beat my time. And he said, right, John, third time, you're going to do this, and you're going to do it faster than ever. I want you to go for it. You're going to beat your own time. Ready, go. So I go, and we get to the last little bit of straightaway, which goes into a curve to stop, and there's a little bump in the road, and I thought, this is it. It's my last chance. Screw it. Put my foot down. I went, yeah! And I came down, boom, and then they sucked the road, and I thought, they got the road, I can turn, and I turned, but the car kept sliding. And it hit the side, and I flipped over down a ravine 6 times. The funny thing is, if you look at it on YouTube, the camera in the car, I'm going, woo! Stop. He looks at me and he says, well, that's what you call a roll in the hay with John Barrowman. And I get out of the car and my manager on the video, my manager and my assistant, all of a sudden you hear, ah! And they're running. The camera's still rolling. We get down to the car. I get out of the car. The guy comes up to me and he goes, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I said, don't want to buy it though. $200,000 down to 2. 2 weeks later, the show was canceled. Oh my God. By the way, that has not affected the way that you drive. Okay? The first time that I was in a car with you, you drive well, but you drive fast. Yeah, Scott said, it's my husband Scott, who drives like a horse with blinkers on. And then you say, look at that building, he'll go, oh, it's really nice. You're like, no! I'm a fast driver. I feel like I'm not in my life in control, but I feel like I'm in control of the car. I do drive very fast, yes I do.
By the way, this is like what we get to hang out with all day long. It is awesome.
Oh,
I appreciate. Serious, you're just amazing.
I love you, Katie.
Cheers. John Barrowman, ladies and gentlemen, that is our man.
I had to do it.
Okay, that's
Oh my God, I need a bartender so bad.
Hey guys, my name's Bart. I'm a huge Arrow fan, have been since the beginning. My question is, with John being such a great villain in Merlin, and Matt being such a great villain in Ra's al Ghul, what do you think about season 4 with Damien Dark? Do you think that's gonna take it up a notch, or do you think that we have something left to see?
It's missing a wheel. You broke the chair.
Subaru and now this. Damien Dark is a good villain. He's a different villain, and I think the difference this year is that we introduce him right off the bat. He's in the premiere. I believe he's been in every episode so far, it's Neil McDonough is just excellent. He's just excellent, and he has such a great idea, and he has such a great enthusiasm for the part. And he's really embraced it, and I don't want to speak for him about his performance, but it's been really sterling so far. I think it's going to be excellent.
Awesome. Okay, Steph. There you are, Aaron.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Jamila, and this question is for Steven. What percentage of the stunts do you perform on the show yourself? And how do you stay in tip-top shape, athletically, because you are?
Well, that's not you, Rhonda, is it? No. Well, in terms of a percentage, that's a difficult question to answer. There are certain things, because of the logistics of our production, that they won't allow me to do. Like, as an example, because of time allowance, I did like 98% of my stunts in Turtles this summer because we had the time. With Arrow, there's often things, wire gags. If you see, what's the arrow? Like an arrow that you rappel down on. Zipline arrow. We actually do that practically, but they don't usually allow me to do it because I'm not there during the prep process. So I would say I do 100% of the stunts that they will allow me to do. I don't take a fight off necessarily and just let my double do it. But that probably equates to, probably 3/4 of the stunts on the show.
Well, I'll say this, that working with Stephen was such an education really in stunt work as well, but also there was a scene we were doing outside one night and they had a prep with a stunt person and Stephen said, no, that's not happening. I'm going to do it myself. So he learned it in 15 minutes or 10 minutes and obviously very important him to do whatever he can on screen. I did one fight with him, we did up on the mount.
The fight, yeah.
Yeah, Stephen did absolutely all of that. I was doubled for 90% of it. An older man with a better body. And, but he did the whole thing. So, Stephen, like I said, that was something that really, his professionalism and his passion for the actual character and squeezing everything he can out of it by doing those things himself was hugely impressive. It was awesome. Yeah.
So that's one of the ways that I stay in shape. And then this year, finally, one of the things that we've done with the production this year is, there was an expectation of people staying in shape, and there's an expectation of shirtless scenes, and there's an expectation of just, being able to do new exercises. But what we hadn't done is we hadn't factored training into our schedules the same way that you factor hair and makeup or a fitting or any of those things. So I went to the production and I said, you like the shirtless scenes? Yes, we do. Do you want to keep doing them? Yes, we would. Well, I need to train 3 times a week and you need to build it into my schedule. We need to have a trainer. And they went, okay. Oh, all right.
Now I'm going to train.
Well, it's fantastic. It is a physical show, and you guys are doing stunt work. You're doing hand-to-hand combat. You're doing sword work.
I personally think that Katie deserves a lot of credit because Katie worked her ass off in season 3 and continues to work her ass off. Not that you didn't before, but I totally buy her transformation into someone that can handle themselves out of the streets. Have you seen her arms? Legit stuff. She's a badass.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
No,
that.
you did it. You worked hard, and we all do. It's it's not a show, with all due respect to my cousin, where we can just open up our hands and all of a sudden, there's fire! I thought maybe he was back there, I don't know. I still meant it.
I hope he's back there.
No, but we have to, if everything sort of plays off the tenet that, I got in shape and turned into a fighter this way, then everyone else has to go through the same thing, and everyone has put the same commitment forth, which is good.
I agree. When we first were introduced to, when we were first introduced to Katie's part, I mean, it was a desk job. It was, that, and for her transformation, I automatically thought, oh my God, now I'm sure her whole call sheet probably just changed. Which, like you said before, you need to fit in the training into that. I'm like, oh my God, she's got to do that too. But she executed it flawlessly. She's a fantastic canary.
She's fierce.
Black canary, I should say. So, thank you.
Thank you. And Stephen, I also appreciate the fact that you went to production and asked that, because I was waking up at like 4 in the morning and going to training and then going to set, and I was like, I'm just going to be a big, good sport about this, because I'm just really happy that this is happening.
No, actually, the only reason that I had the idea was because I had a day of experience on the set of Spartacus when I screen tested for Spartacus, and I distinctly remember the day before we tested, we had to train. And B, when someone asked me, they said, would you like something to eat? I said, sure. And would you like something to drink? Yeah. And I just thought they were going to come back with a bunch of options. They came back with 3 apple slices and water. Because being shirtless and showing yourself on that show was a priority, so the production made it a priority. And it's not that they weren't willing to do it before, I just don't think anyone asked.
No, or I don't think they were really aware.
Possibly they weren't.
Awesome. Where are we, Steph or hey?
Hi, my name is Pruitt, and...
Pruitt, I met you earlier, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I have a question for John. Now that you're in charge of the League of Shadows, what exactly are you playing?
Give it up, give it up.
Even though you have a wonderful Southern gentleman's name, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. How about this? How about you come see me downstairs, we'll sign a little paper, and I'll make sure that you become part of the league. And then maybe I'll tell you some of the secrets, okay?
You know what? I mean, he didn't ask me the question, but I can tell him something.
Go on then. See,
Okay.
you're the main man of the show. You're allowed to.
I will say that the first time that we ventured to Mr. Barrowman's habitat this year, he, for once, is the voice of reason.
Oh my God.
The moral voice. I'm saying nothing.
Yeah. The moral voice of no killing? Oh, come on.
Well, no, I'm not saying anything like that, but he is right. We'll just say the moral voice of reason with a slight twist.
You know what, when I saw Barrowman, I hadn't seen him for a couple of months, and the first thing he did was complain about how heavy the suit was. So happy.
Honestly, well, it is. When you had it on, right?
Yeah.
You don't realize that jacket, the jacket underneath is leather, right? It's like a suede.
I'm Ra's al Ghul.
No, he complained. I was like...
It's heavy. It makes you feel like a hunchback after a whole day.
And then he was worried about the rings. Like, he's got the ring here, and there's another pointy gold one and he goes like, I've got to wear that silly ring, and...
Oh, that ring hurts.
It does hurt.
That pointy one, because when you go up to scratch your face or pick your nose, you stab yourself. You like that ring?
That's scraper.
All right.
Sorry, there was a bit that I can't tell you it all, but if you come to my panel on Sunday, I'll tell you the whole story. But no, Katie and I have a name for it, and she likes the ring.
Oh!
Bye, Felicia.
Love that.
outtakes they cannot put on DVD. They just can't.
Oh, they will. Didn't I tell you guys this panel was going to be fun? I warned you. All right, Aaron?
Yes, sir. Our next question is from Catherine.
Okay, Aaron, on that side, you line up behind him if you have any questions for our cast members. You can line up behind that. Also, this is very important, and I've said it 1,000 times, but you never know who's in this room for the first time, so I have to constantly repeat it for any panels that's being done. No flash photography. Very good. Now, for those of you who are back there saying, why? I don't understand. Medical reasons, think about it. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Barrow, Stephen Amell, John Barrowman, Katie, Cassidy, and Matt Nable! You guys have seen these guys a lot of times this weekend, so you know they want to get rolling, they want to get things jumping, and I appreciate that a lot.
I thought this was supposed to be the con with no rules. This is Dragon Con.
It is. The con with no rules. Do what you want. Selfies, periscopes.
Drinking a beer.
Beer.
Porn channel.
Panel channel. Yes. In all honesty, I have no idea how I'm going to have any control whatsoever over this panel because we are all aware of Mr. John Barrowman's fantastic, vibrant.
Katie's got a dead one.
Katie's got a dead mic.
Who was sitting in this chair before me?
Hello? Okay. I was just going to say, I'm the only girl up here surrounded by some really beautiful men. Now I'm no longer sitting in the middle because the mic was dead. I guess I have to sit next to Steven. I'm just kidding.
All right,
Bicep.
All right, if there are any young children in the audience, I want you to realize that Dragon Con did not provide the alcoholic beverages that these folks now have in front of their face. I'm just wondering
I'm drinking water.
Supposed to do that? That's water? Yeah, no,
This is water.
It's water. This is beer.
So one thing before we get started, unfortunately David Ramsey wasn't able to join us this weekend. David has been really struggling with something in his back. We don't know if it's a pinched nerve or a slipped disc, but he's one of the toughest guys that I know, and he's been struggling for a couple of weeks. So on his behalf, he wishes that he could be here, and if you have a chance, if you have those social media accounts, you know, Twitters and things of that nature, send him your well wishes, and he will really appreciate it. David Ramsey, I love you.
Sent. Done.
Okay, we're going to say something real quick and then we're going to go ahead and I guess open up the questioning. How you guys been? We're loving Arrow. You guys are incredible. The show is awesome. You make the show. We love you so much. What can you tell us that we don't or we haven't known yet?
I'm not on it anymore. It's Ra's al Ghul. I'll be back.
Now you understand what I was talking about, okay? Steven, what's
Tell
going
you something
on?
you don't know? I enjoyed, so we played the trailer yesterday at my panel, and
Do we have it, by the way?
what's that?
Do we have it?
We do have the trailer, sure, of course.
We can show it. We can show it at any time.
We'll show it at the end of the panel for sure, but this was the first time that I felt like a trailer for Arrow was really dissected, and they did that whole frame by frame, this is what it means, these are our theories, and I want to say that they were 85 to 90% wrong. These are people that are paid to do this. So, I mean, it seems like there was a lot of stuff shown in that trailer, but so much stuff was left out. So much great stuff.
But I think left out for a good reason. Less is more. you know.
Less is more, sure.
When the 4th season comes out, they'll get to see all the good stuff, too.
What? Spoiler alert? Spoiler alert? Not yet, huh? Okay.
No spoiler alert. It's one of those, it's the thing that I saw the trailer for the first time yesterday also, and I love the fact that it takes you along this level like this, and then it goes, pew, and you're off. And that's if you loved season 3, you're gonna be so in love with season 4 because it's a big roller coaster again. And it's, because the thing that I like is that the writers and everybody that you know, they seem to know how to shock you, and that's great.
Well, Matt, how are you feeling about being a part of the family?
Oh, look, I was just overwhelmed last year when I got a call to join. So, you know, honestly, that role is the most fun I've ever had as an actor. So I felt I felt a fair bit of pressure coming with such a big character as Ghul, and then. But I was welcomed so kindly by everyone, so, you know, maybe I'll come back in some flashbacks, I don't know, but regardless, the whole experience was wonderful, and I had my kids over there for a couple of months and they were on set the whole time, which was awesome, so, yeah, one of the best experiences I've had as an actor, so I felt very privileged and, you know, to have been a part of it, so.
Well, we appreciate it. You really took us for a ride, and we really appreciate your association with Arrow, and we won't forget you. It's not like you're dead. Okay, let's start on Aaron's side. Aaron, you got a question?
Yes, sir, I have. Our first question comes from Candace.
Hi, Katie. My question is, by the way, I love all you guys, but my question for you is, with
By the way, screw all you guys. Katie,
yeah, with the changes that you've had growing into Black Canary and with White Canary coming back and being mainly on Legends, what do you think that's going to do for Laurel and for Black Canary?
Honestly, like Katie Lance is fantastic, and I know her personally. We're good friends, and I just think it'll be that much more interesting and bring another dynamic to the show. And you know, whether there will or will not be a crossover between Legends and Arrow, and if I'm involved, at the end of the day, she is, you know, Sarah is my sister, and I hope to be involved. I love working with her.
I think you will reunite with her at some point.
It seems to be a con thing for me. The chairs just collapse. I gotta sit up straight.
All right, Steph, I think you have someone on your side.
Hey guys, my name's Alan. Big fan, obviously. My question, well, actually, thank you for coming, you know.
Sure.
If you can tell the beautiful Emily that I say hi. I'm deeply sad she couldn't make it. And my question is for the gorgeous Katie Cassidy. How long did it take you to get used to fighting as a role for Canary?
How long did it take me to get used to it?
Yeah,
By the way, is he, what side is he?
We're on the right side here down the aisle. It's dark, it's kind of hard to see him down there.
Sorry. I still...
Well, we can't see you,
I'm
so.
still blind. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm still used to it. I think it's something, the thing that's great about it is, and what I appreciate about our show is that it's very, you know, it's very true and honest to the character. You know, you saw in season 3, Laurel going out and fighting, but she didn't have any skill. She was just fighting, you know, from her heart, and she's slowly learning. And for me, it's great as an actor because I obviously didn't know how to fight. I'm sure I could have, but...
Yeah, Katie, what was your trainer? Who was your trainer and your training regimen? I'm sure.
Yes, my trainer, his name is Thomas. He actually has started working with Stephen as well, Thomas Taylor, in Vancouver. And season 3, I was working out like 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, like a crazy person. Luckily, I don't have to do that anymore as much because I think once you build muscle and you have muscle memory, you don't have to do it as intensely. But honestly, I'm still learning, and I love it, and it's so much fun, and
Well, it's very convincing on stage, so we really appreciate your hard work on it because it's very convincing. So
thank
it's
you.
awesome. Awesome. All right, who do we have, Steph? Or were you on Aaron now?
Yeah.
You're on there.
Okay.
Okay, our next question is from Steve. Hi, I was wanting to say that the promo that you guys did for the cage match at the end of last season was one of the most amazing, funny things that ever got done, I think, for both series with Flash, and was wondering what you guys' thoughts on that were, any good stories or fun about filming that, and what else would you like to do?
That was weird. That was a weird thing to film. You were there, right?
I was there.
Everyone was there. Everyone that's on that was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the credit for that goes to Glenn Winter, who was the DP on our pilot and has directed several Arrow episodes, Flash episodes, and just did the pilot for Supergirl.
And he's doing Legends.
And he's doing Legends. And also to James Bamford, who is our stunt coordinator since the beginning and right now is prepping to direct his first episode of Arrow.
Shut up.
Wow.
I kind of knew it, but I didn't. He's like taking it seriously.
Yeah.
He's really fired up.
Awesome.
So that was just a big cage, and that they were just running us through, and we were concurrently doing publicity shoots and all the different various vignettes that you will see when the CW is promoting the show. So that was a pretty crazy weekend. They put that all together. We shot that Saturday.
Yeah, it was a Saturday.
All day.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The thing, I think it's probably on, in the superhero fandom TV world, it's probably the hottest photo shoot that you got out there of all these people and characters, and the fact that, we'd always been taking pictures that were standing still when we were on, they take them while you're working or, when you're in costume. But for them to all of a sudden go, okay, I'll hit the pose, do this, it allowed us a little bit more freedom to do fun stuff. Yeah. And I think they look awesome. I love the picture of myself.
Well, excuse me.
I do.
Well, excuse my ignorance, but have we seen those photoshops yet? Have they been released?
Yeah.
Have they had? Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen them. I've seen
They're downstairs on the table.
The trailer. Looking forward to it. Steph?
Hi, my name is Joe, and as a male Felicity fan, in the trailer we saw Oliver and Felicity living together. When is Oliver going to propose to Felicity?
When he gets his shit together? There's no way that I can answer that question there's no way that I can answer that question. It's a good question, but there's no way that I can answer that
It sounds stressful.
question. But I can.
Yeah, that's one hot woman. I got a crush on Felicity. That's...
I have a crush on Felicity. She's the best.
Emily's one of those people that when you're working, I get this when I very rarely had stuff with Emily, and I enjoyed the few scenes that we had together because for her and Malcolm, she's ballsy. And she literally will say what she means, and it's what I love about her character is the fact that she's a little bit fearless. You put her in a situation and she just tell her what to do, like in the finale of last season when they're like, hit him, here, take this and hit him. She's like, let's hit him. And then she's like, I did that? And that's one of the things, and she's a lovely girl to work with, and she is, as you say, she is hot. And as a gay man, I can say she is fiercely hot.
Okay, Aaron.
Yes, sir. Our next question is from Mike. Hey guys, great to see you. Thanks so much for coming down. My question is for Steven. I think I recall on your Facebook page maybe 6 months ago someone had asked you if they ever thought they'd see a closer version of the comic book suit in the show, and you said, I don't think so because, we shoot in Vancouver, it's cold, it's raining. What was your reaction when they showed you the concept art for that?
The original concept art for the suit was more or less the suit that you see now with full-length sleeves. They sent it to me. I was sitting in my trailer on 46th Avenue in Manhattan shooting turtles, and I'm looking at it, and we talked about what we wanted to do with the character and the new things that we wanted to imbue Oliver Queen and the Arrow into Green Arrow with, and I looked at the suit, and I sent, I'll put the email on Facebook one day. It was, guys, it's awesome, but it's just not different enough. We gotta do something. We gotta make the quiver bigger. We gotta make more pops of green. We gotta take the sleeves off. They go, we gotta take the sleeves off? Done! They had to sketch to me in like 5 minutes after I sent the email. They
Show the
just waiting. So the moral of the story is that I screwed myself on that one. Because it is already starting to get cold in Vancouver and my arms are freezing. But if Katie Lotz can expose almost her entire chest for a season, then I can expose my arms. There you go.
I'm not mad about it.
Well, thank you.
Just know you look really fine, son. You look fine. Cold or not, Amell looks good.
Always looks good. I got a story. Like when I first got the job, it came to me and we signed on, and about a week afterwards, they came back and said, you have a shirtless scene with the Arrow. Now, I hadn't watched Arrow, I'd just seen Amell doing these ones on the I'm like, I'm 43, I'd been eating donuts and drinking beer again. And so I had to hit the gym for like, I don't know, 4 weeks as hard as I could to do this shirtless scene with him, and then still, my wife got on, I'm not on any sort of real social media, but she got on there and I was getting whipped because they were like, oh, he's sloppy.
By the way, I don't think you looked bad.
Next to him.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but Matt is a former rugby footballer.
Yeah. Very ordinary player, I was.
You've maintained very well, my friend. Maintained very well.
Hey, at 48, this shirt ain't coming off.
Yeah,
43, you're good. 48,
No, I doubt that seriously. We're periscoping you all the time, John. You in the pool with the dog, the whole night.
You notice I never show below the text, because they kind of just stay there, but it's the rest that goes.
And retrospect, and segue to that, we appreciate Stephen and you, John, for being on social media that puts you into even closer contact with your fans by constantly showing Twitter, Periscope, Facebook. You guys are everywhere. It just brings us back to your show. It's like, because we can say, oh, we know this guy. Let me show you what he did yesterday, We really appreciate that, so thank you. Thank you very much. All right, somebody, yes, we have a question. This gentleman right here.
Hi, this question is for John. We've seen, hold on. We've seen you as, Malcolm is nearly pure evil, except for love of his daughter. And we see you as, Harvey, road really turned good. As an actor, how do you play two diametrically different parts? Which is your favorite and why?
Oh, I hate you for asking that question.
I love it. I love that question, sir.
If I wasn't up this high, I'd come down, I'd drive you right out of this place in that chair. And I'd stand on the back for the ride on the way down, too. God damn you. Again, you know this about me, and for those of you who follow, for those of you who have been coming here for years, and I am living, it's a hard question to answer, and I normally don't answer favorite questions. The thing for me as a 48-year-old man, my entire, almost coming up, in a couple of years, few years, 30 years in the business of doing what I have always dreamt about doing because you guys have put me in that position. Every character I play, and to be part of something like Captain Harkness, Captain Jack on totally amazing, because it launched me into the genre and the sci-fi world and the kind of the comic book world of what I was a fan and a geek of myself, right? So then when I have people come along and ask me if I would be part of a show called Arrow, part of the DC world, and they said the first thing out of their mouths were, we don't think you'll accept it. And I'm like, are you high? Are you stupid? Of course I'll accept it. So what's great for me as that the boy, the man, the young kid inside of me, that every day on set comes on with a smile on his face and loves the job that I do. I get to be a hero in one show, and I get to be a really bad, troubled hero in another show. So I love both of them. I cannot choose because both of them are a challenge for me and they're absolutely wonderful to play. And to be part of two families is incredible.
I also want to say, just to you, not that, if you don't already know this, and to everybody else, you really, I feel like you were sort of coming onto our show, like the glue or the gel that kind of all brought us together. I know it's not really cheesy maybe saying that, but...
No, Arrow didn't find its stride until it found its villain. No, it's true. If you talk to people about the show...
I was talking on a personal level, but that's true.
Before I became him.
Yes.
No, it's truly, and you hear people talk a lot about it in their family. And of course, like families, we have our ups and downs and all the different things go on. But at the end of the day, we're all doing we're for the same goal, and it's about creating the world for you and creating these characters for you and making sure that you have a good time. That's why Katie, Steve, and myself, and we'll get you on board on social media. That's why we're so proud about it, because we love letting you know what the hell's going on.
Right.
Yeah,
and I said in the Flash panel I did previously to the cast, it's not just the superhero, heroics, action scenes, whatever. It's the dramatics.
It's the relationships.
The relationships. How you appeal to each other, how you hate each other. And that was an interesting question that the young man asked, because I don't think I accept the answer. Because
you like being evil.
Thank you.
All right.
Isn't there like a
Drew me
ring?
back into you, son of a bitch. I like being a bad guy, okay? Because as you know, in my real life, I'm a big, dumb, flirty idiot, right? And I bounce off the walls like I have been, whatever. But I have a great time in my real life. To be a bad guy and to kick the crap out of people or to make them look like I do and just to do all that stuff and be mean and say bad things, it's awesome.
Idiot. You belong to us, so thank you very much. Where are we? Steph, hi.
Hi, my name is Zan, and I have a question for Steven.
Yes.
I've never watched sports in my entire life, but I understand